What's happening, bros and broads? Welcome on back to the Millennial Bro Kitchen. Today's recipe's a hit. I'm talking independent concussion specialist pulling your guests out of the dining room, tossing them in that blue pop-up tent and asking them what year it is. Hit. Crispy red potato wedges. Another brainchild from Kevin Curry and his new book. A great snack in its own right, but equally complements any roast or grill out. But enough chit-chat. Let's get cooking. This is a pretty simple recipe. All you really need is some red potatoes and some spices. I stopped at my local store, picked up 5 of these. You want to look for shiny red, firm red potatoes. Those ones are the freshest. Also get yourself a nice big pot here. What you're going to do is, cut up the wedges, throw those directly into the pot and end up kind of boiling them for a couple minutes. But first you need to get the wedges. So take your red potatoes. See if you can find, there should be like a long way and a short way, almost like a rectangle. You want to cut along the long way. See how this one kind of, that's along this path here. So just give that a cut in half. And what you have here, then is 2 halves. You're going to make each of these halves into 3 wedges. And so how you do that is imagine, kind of just 3 wedges dividing into this half here. So what you want to do is go about 2/3 or 1/3 and 1/3 in on the potato and kind of cut in towards the middle. Ideally each side slice is going to make one of your wedges there. Now as you've seen, once you get one of them, you can kind of just go in the middle and split it. That'll get you your 1/3 then. So what you have there, 3 nice looking wedges. These ones are actually even a little fat. Wedge them up according to your preference. Trust your potato heart. Your potato heart knows exactly what a potato wedge should look like. Again, as we always say on the program, careful, don't cut your fingers off. Okay, those are some nice wedges. Alright, 1 potato done. 1 potato, 2 potato. Alright, what I forgot to mention here is what I first also did is rinse these under cold water, kind of scrubbed them dry just to get off any dirt that might have been on the outside. These are obviously kind of growing in the ground. You don't want to eat the ground, you want to eat the red potato. Let's get that ground off of it. And the reason we're going to be boiling these first is because you want these to turn into like Sour Patch Kids, but it's not going to be first they're sour then they're sweet. It's going to be first they're crunchy, then they're creamy. And to boil them first, that's going to make the creamy part. That's going to kind of break down, this hard red potato. That's going to make that inner nice and creamy. Then you're going to pull them out, toss them in the oven, get that crispy side going. Cover this up with water enough to kind of cover all the potatoes. And then I'm going to meet you back at the stove. So we made the long journey on over from the other side of the kitchen to the stove here. You can see we got the red potato wedges. They're swimming in some water. Now what you want to do here is just hit that with a cover and then crank some heat on. I'm going to put my heat on 8, be a little ambitious here. That of course is on the old Amana mini oven 2 to 10 scale. Adjust your heat accordingly. And now what you're going to do, just wait for this pot to come to a boil, then remove this top and just let those potatoes cook for a little while. When you remove the lid, also turn the heat down a tad. I'm going to put mine on about 6. Turn the heat down a little bit, let those cook. Basically it's going to be hot tub party time for about 10 minutes for the red potato wedges, and then they have to go off to the Arizona dry heat. So we'll let them enjoy the time in the hot tub. I'll meet you back here when it's time to pull them. It's been about 11 minutes. Just feeling like a generous hot tub warden today. It's time to cut the power and drain these bad boys out of this hot tub water. Just carefully go ahead and drain these. Go ahead and rinse them with a little bit of cold water as well. And then just kind of let these sit for, a couple of minutes. You kind of want them to drain. The next step is going to be to kind of dry them off with some paper towel, but you can, let gravity do some of that work here if you just let these sit for a couple of minutes. All right, our potatoes have cooled down a little bit. We wiped out the pot that we cooked them in. We're going to repurpose that pot as also the mixing dish, save ourselves a dish there. Now all you want to do here, just kind of pat dry the red potatoes. Be gentle with them. Some newborn chicklings, they should be fragile, tasty little guys. Only problem is they're too soft. Got to send them to military school. Oh, one important tip I almost forgot here is that you need to preheat your oven to 450. So I'm going to head and do that myself, as I also forgot. Best time to do that would be when you kill the heat and pull these guys out of the hot tub. Another little tip at this point, the next step involves mixing all the ingredients together on the potatoes. One of those will be coconut oil if you live in an area where the coconut oil is not liquid, aka it's cold where you live. I like to throw this on the oven right now just to warm it up a little bit. Put it on a burner, don't cook it, just put it on the oven to absorb some of that oven warmth, and that'll turn it into more of a liquid state. That's going to make it easier to work with coming up here. I thought about leaving these guys in. Go ahead and pull them. Little tiny chunks like that are going to crisp up at a way faster rate than these wedges, and they're just going to be burnt. So let's get these red potatoes dressed up before we ship them out. First thing you need, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. This is easier if you melted it. That's why I threw it on the stove to kind of catch some heat earlier. Then a half a teaspoon of black pepper. It's about a half. 1 tablespoon ground thyme. Just eyeballing these. Seasoning is a lot more personal preference. Then 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Teaspoon of chili powder. And a couple teaspoons of garlic powder. Then go ahead, just carefully toss these with your hands. These are, again, the fragile wedges that we have going, so I don't want to break them. Just want to give them a gentle tumble. Then take them over here to the oven. We have a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Go ahead, just carefully dump these wedges out. You want each and every one of them to be able to toast and crisp up. Go ahead, toss that in your 450-degree oven. Let that bake for 20 to 25 minutes. We're going to stop halfway through just to mix them around, get that brown, crispy coating all over the place on them. All right, so while those red potato wedges are off at Louis Vuitton, getting a crispy outfit, we're going to go ahead and complement them with the perfect accessory, a dipping sauce made from plain Greek yogurt. So I got just a single cup here. Take that skin off. And you could even do this just plain. I got one simple tip to spice it up a little extra. This is some lemon pepper seasoning. So just sprinkle a little bit of that in there. You can also do lemon juice and regular black pepper, and then mix that up. Once you get that nice and mixed, throw it back in the fridge until your fries are ready. Alright, about 13 minutes has passed here. I'm just going to go ahead and pull the wedges. Starting to look good. Give them a quick turn over. Most important is the flip here. You're going to see the side that was down on the pan got kind of browned. So you want to kind of just put all these potatoes on the other side. Alright, looks good. Send them back in. Last 10 minutes. So it's been about 13 minutes here. Let them go a little extra longer again. Like mine, extra crispy. Let's take a look. Yeah, these are looking done. Kill the heat. Check that out. Check the color on some of these. Nice, crispy, golden brown. Man, it smells good in the Millennial Bro kitchen right now. All right, last step. Let's plate some of these up. All right, that'll be enough to start. Then hit it with the dip we made earlier. And then nothing left to do but to try one. Oh man. Oh man. I'm speechless. I don't have anything else to say. Turn this video off. Go make these bad boys.